Hello, friends. It's good to see you today because today is my birthday. And I would love to spend that day celebrating with my friends and my family, to host a dinner like I so often do, was surrounded by my loved ones, where I get to honor them and recognize them for how they've supported me over the past year, and I get to receive some of the celebration that they have for me. And today, well, that's not going to happen because, of course, I can't be surrounded by most of my friends and family. And this is yet again where the prison residents come in with a powerful lesson of how they celebrate their birthdays, because they also would love to celebrate their birthdays with their loved ones and friends and family, and they can't do it either. And yet, in their circumstances, they find the way to create the memorable birthdays for each other that they all deserve. I love going in, and the residents share with us the stories of how they celebrated each other's birthdays, what they brought together to create a semblance of a birthday cake, and how they sometimes even created things like, for example, candles that are illegal in prison, and yet be able to create that ritual of blowing the candles. And so here they are, without being able to celebrate their birthdays in the way they would want to, but yet still always find the way to celebrate themselves and each other in a way that honors them and fulfills them. And so I wish to bring that in today, that I get to choose how I'm going to celebrate my birthday. And it might not look the way I was hoping that it would look, but it can still be a celebration. And if right here, right now, I can have a no music, one person dance party where I get to celebrate who I am and what I've created in the past year and what I get to create in the next year, and have that be a full celebration of me and my birthday. And yes, like that is how, because celebration is really how we feel in our hearts and what we allow ourselves to recognize about ourselves. And so I invite you to fully allow yourself to recognize the power that you have within you, and allow that celebration to show up in whatever way, shape, or form that is available to you, and that you can create right here, right now, with whatever means you have. And let's take a moment to recognize that celebration isn't only about the milestones in our life. I have found incredible power in actually celebrating the small steps in our life. Because the fact matter is, the big milestones are simply a collection of small steps. I remember a few years ago, one of my clients I was coaching him to step into a new professional direction in his life. And he had just had a spectacular interview with a company that the kind of dream job. And I am here celebrating him for it and recognizing him for how he showed up in his brilliance and allowed them to see his light. And his reaction is, no, Maya, not yet. I haven't gotten the job. And so how often do we do that? We don't let ourselves recognize the small steps we're taking and celebrating ourselves for the small steps because we haven't finished the job. Well, the job only gets done by fulfilling these small steps one at a time. And so recognize the effort along the way. Recognize what you've been able to overcome. We tend to see the hurdles. We don't see the overcoming. Celebrate those overcomings. For those of you who are parents right now doing your absolute best homeschooling your kids, I can only imagine the frustration and the challenges that poses. I wish for you to take in this instant, or at least sometime today, a moment to celebrate the incredible effort that you're putting into your kids right now, and that you're doing the absolute best you can. And that is worthy of celebrating, even if it doesn't meet this somehow bar of expectation and perfection that you had defined for yourself. The fact of the matter is, you're doing the best you can, and that needs to be celebrated every day and arguably every moment of our lives. So go and celebrate yourself. Go and live into the power that you are, and celebrate the small steps that you're taking every day to make this a powerful, not just a situation you're going to survive, but a situation you're going to thrive in. And honor yourself and others around you, and find the creative ways of doing the things you didn't think you could. And do not let your current circumstances dictate what you can and cannot do. Allow your creativity to flourish in this time of constraints. With that, I'm going to go continue celebrating my birthday with all my loved ones on FaceTime and Zoom and Skype and all the other wonderful technologies that we have. And just also, I'll tell you, I also just sit in peace and in rest and feel them in my heart. And I recognize that even those I might not talk to, I might not hear from physically, I get to connect with them because I get to feel them in my heart. And for those of you that resonates with, go and experiment with that. I'm off to celebrating. Have a great rest of your day.